Las Vegas, the city of dazzling lights and endless entertainment, faced an uncertain future in the 1970s. At its heart was Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, whose dazzling shows were about to shake the very foundations of the city's entertainment industry. People often forget that Elvis's Vegas acts were not just a spectacle but a turning point. His giant salary demanded by the International Hotel in 1969 raised eyebrows. Bill Miller, the savvy booker who signed Elvis, warned that this would change everything. He feared high-priced entertainment like Elvis would make Las Vegas unsustainable. But Elvis drew crowds like no one else could, selling out shows for 7 years straight. Every seat filled, every performance a testament to his enduring power. Elvis's presence in Vegas was more than just a show, it was a cultural earthquake. It signaled the end of an era dominated by old-school nightclub acts and mob-connected casinos. Yet, it also heralded a new age where big-name entertainment could still fill the biggest venues. His show was so monumental that it set the stage for a new kind of Las Vegas, one that would leave the glamour of the past behind. In those days, Las Vegas was changing fast. The old mob bosses who once controlled the casinos were being pushed out by big corporations. In 1970, Howard Hughes, the enigmatic billionaire, vanished from Vegas as suddenly as he appeared, leaving behind a city that would never be the same. Then came Kirk Kerkorian, another powerful figure. He bought the International Hotel and quickly made plans for the MGM Grand, a behemoth of a hotel that would dwarf anything Vegas had seen before. This new era of mega resorts began in 1973, but it would face its first major test in a tragic fire just a few years later. Despite these changes, Las Vegas struggled to stay relevant. The stars from its golden age were aging or had moved on. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr., once the life and soul of Vegas, were past their prime. Their acts had lost their spark, and the city felt like it was living off past glories. The death of Jack Trotter, a key figure in the old Vegas scene, marked a significant loss. His passing, linked to a mysterious bike accident and alleged mob involvement, symbolized the end of an era. But amidst the decline, Elvis Presley's return to Vegas was a breath of fresh air. His shows were a wild ride of excess and spectacle, showcasing the kind of extravagance that could reinvigorate the city. Elvis didn't just perform, he transformed the Vegas show into an event. He raised the bar so high that everyone else felt compelled to follow. After Elvis, Vegas would never be the same again. The impact of Elvis's shows went beyond just filling seats. They showed that Las Vegas could still be a place for superstars, a place where nostalgia mixed with new talent. His success opened doors for other acts, both old and new, to find success in Vegas. Country stars like Johnny Cash and Las Vegas native Jerry Lee Lewis found new audiences on the Strip. Even pop stars like Olivia Newton-John found a home there. Elvis's influence on Vegas was profound. He showed that with the right show, the right spectacle, Vegas could remain a beacon of entertainment. His legacy wasn't just in the crowds he drew, but in the way he changed the very fabric of the city's entertainment industry. Las Vegas may have lost its glamour, but thanks to Elvis, it found a new path forward, one that mixed the old with the new and set the stage for a very different kind of entertainment empire. In the late 1970s, Cher returned to the bright lights of Las Vegas after her time with Sonny Bono. She dazzled audiences with a show that featured 12 stunning outfits, all designed by the famous Bob Mackie. Her performance was a mix of cowgirl style and glamorous feathers, riding a mechanical bull and singing classic rock hits. It was a bold move that showed Las Vegas was ready for big, exciting acts. Around the same time, Dolly Parton made a huge splash with her debut in 1979. She came in with a lot of fanfare, arriving on a drawbridge as if she were royalty from a fairy tale castle. Her show was a mix of her beloved country songs and even included rock hits like House of the Rising Sun. This showed Las Vegas was evolving, ready to host stars from all kinds of music. Wayne Newton, who saw himself as Elvis's successor, brought a grand show to the stage too. He had a big orchestra, lots of singers, and even paid tribute to Elvis. One night, while singing in the Hilton Hotel, he claimed to see Elvis's ghost watching from the balcony. This kind of show was part of a big change in Las Vegas. The city was transforming into a place that could host not just gamblers, but families and fans of all kinds. This change started to take shape in 1989 with the opening of Steve Wynn's Mirage Hotel. This was no ordinary hotel. It was like stepping into a theme park. Inside, there was a giant rainforest and an aquarium with real sharks. Outside, a fake mountain range with a volcano that erupted every 15 minutes was a huge hit. Wynn said it's what God would have done if he had the money. This set the stage for more hotels to follow, each with its own theme, from medieval castles to replicas of Paris and New York. These new hotels were not just about gambling. They offered luxury and entertainment for everyone. The Bellagio, opened in 1998 by Wynn, was a prime example. It had a beautiful lake inspired by Italy's Lake Como and a huge art collection worth millions. Las Vegas was becoming a full-fledged vacation spot, not just a place to gamble. The entertainment scene changed too. The Mirage brought in Siegfried and Roy, magic performers who had started their career on a German cruise ship. They created a show that combined magic, animals, and stunning visuals. Then Cirque du Soleil arrived with their showmister in 1993. This was something new, a mix of circus skills, acrobatics, and theater. It was expensive to put on but could run for a long time, attracting huge crowds. More shows like this followed, bringing a fresh, modern feel to Las Vegas. As Las Vegas transformed, it started to shake off its reputation as a kitschy destination. People began to see its over-the-top style as a fun, loving part of American culture. Writers and critics started to praise the city's unique charm. Even Wayne Newton, once seen as corny, was now part of the new hip scene. However, in the early 2000s, something interesting happened. Stars like Celine Dion, who had big fan bases and a strong presence in the music world, started performing in Las Vegas. Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's manager, saw potential in Dion and encouraged her to perform in the city. In 2003, Caesar's Palace signed her for a big contract, and her show was a massive hit. It featured stunning technology, dancers, and a huge screen showing amazing visuals. This marked the start of a new trend: residencies by big pop stars. These shows were even more extravagant than anything Elvis could have imagined, but they were also a nod to his influence. Elvis taught Las Vegas to dream big, and these modern shows took that idea to new heights. They combined stunning visuals, great music, and the star power of famous performers, creating unforgettable experiences for audiences. And all of this was built on the foundation Elvis helped lay decades earlier. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, left a huge mark on Las Vegas. Even after he died on August 16, 1977, his influence stayed strong. The Hilton Hotel lowered its flag to half-staff that day, showing how much he was loved. A year later, in 1978, the city celebrated the first Always Elvis Festival at the same hotel. This festival featured tributes to Elvis, like a big statue and exhibits of his clothes and belongings. It showed how Las Vegas made Elvis part of its identity. People started imitating Elvis right after his death. Singers would dress like him and perform his songs. Elvis impersonators became very common in Las Vegas. They performed in shows, at events, and even in parades. One impersonator won a marathon by dressing as Elvis, showing how big his image was. Several places in Las Vegas have been dedicated to Elvis over the years. There's a museum with his memorabilia, though it hasn't been open for long. Visitors can still see the hotel suite where Elvis stayed. A group of impersonators called the Flying Elvises became famous for their skydiving act in a movie and on Broadway. Every year, fans gather for the Las Vegas Elvis Festival, keeping his memory alive. The street near the Las Vegas Strip was renamed Elvis Presley Boulevard, honoring his legacy. Jesse Garon, who calls himself the official Elvis of Vegas, gives tour and even gets married in Elvis costumes. Donnie Edwards, another Elvis impersonator, performs at a hotel casino, bringing the king's spirit to life. Las Vegas even turned to Elvis for weddings. A wedding chapel started offering Elvis-themed ceremonies, conducting thousands of weddings and renewals each year. Couples come from all over to get married or renew their vows, with Elvis impersonators making the ceremonies special. One such chapel owner, Ron DeCar, says Elvis changed how Vegas shows are made, making grand and fun performances common. Despite some recent setbacks, like shows closing due to low sales, Elvis is still everywhere in Las Vegas. From souvenir shops to tribute shows, he's hard to miss. Visitors often attend these shows to fill time between other activities like gambling or seeing other performances. A friend of mine, Pat Gill, has a personal connection to Elvis. She met him backstage after he saw her dance in a show in Paris. Elvis invited her to his next show in Las Vegas. Even though they said they were just friends, Pat was clearly smitten. She told me stories about their meetings, saying he was charming and kind. Even though some big Elvis shows have closed, his influence remains strong. Las Vegas keeps celebrating him because he's more than just music, he's part of the city's culture. Elvis taught Las Vegas how to create big, exciting shows that people love. His spirit lives on, reminding everyone of the fun and magic of entertainment.